This podcast may contain views and opinions which are those of the hosts and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any local agency, organization, union, employee, or company, including the podcast.
Welcome back to Off the Clock Shop Talk, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. What's up there, George?
Not much.
It's got me and George here today.
Yeah.
Wanted to cover a few things. One might not be a fun topic, but very applicable.
Makes sense.
So I kind of wanted to touch base on disability and what do you call it? I guess short-term disability, long-term disability, all that stuff. I know everybody's contract's different,
Yeah.
as far as, you know, the way that's applied and given, and obviously the state of California has its own laws in regard to that stuff. So, I mean, why don't we talk a little bit about your situation? I don't know if you guys in YouTube and Spotify, well, Spotify world can't see, but YouTube world might be able to see that you got a bum knee.
Yep.
You got a bum leg.
I'm out for a little bit, yeah.
Doing some training, jiu-jitsu, wrestling training, and busted up your knee there, huh?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
It happens.
It does happen.
And, I mean, you know, it, unfortunately, right, stuff does happen outside of work sometimes.
That's how life works sometimes, right? No one ever plans to get injured. It happens, and it is unfortunate. And that's why we have these coverages and plans to help you, because otherwise, what's the point? It's like you can only get injured on the job, and then otherwise up shit creek if you go and do any other outside activity and get hurt, and the company's like, oh, you're shit out of luck.
Yeah.
Should have did it on the job.
Yeah, right. Maybe I should just get hurt and go to work and claim it at work. Just kidding. Don't do that.
Don't fucking do that.
But, I mean, we kind of wanted to touch base, and I will say, you know, kind of a disclaimer, if you will.
Yeah.
Kind of discuss that it's different for every contract, different for, you know, different states on the disability laws and whatnot they might have. Please, if you get injured off the job, reach out to your business agent, your steward, obviously first, but probably your business agent is going to be able to point you in the right direction. Now, I will say an off-the-job injury really isn't something that like a business agent would cover per se, but they I'm sure could point you in the right direction, what to do for your, you know, within your contract, all the steps you had to take. So, you know, disclaimer, please reach out to your business agent in your area if you have to do that. But I mean, let's kind of talk about the UPS world a little bit as far as disability and you know, long-term, short-term. So what have you had to do so far since you've been injured?
So far since I've been injured, had to fill out or go online and for the state, you know, for EDD, and get on so I can get my state affair all situated, and so I can get paid through the state.
And that's for pay. Obviously.
That's for pay, and then then contact the Hartford, and that's for leave, right? That's for leave from the. I guess they do more than just UPS. It's several other. Yeah,
it's basically the Hartford is a third-party company that administers leaves for companies. So you'll basically, they deal with your doctor's notes and getting all the approvals and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So what else have you done?
I mean, that's all I've done so far. I'm waiting on, because this is before my next appointment, and I'm actually waiting on some stuff to be sent from my doctor's office to EDD and then also to Hartford. So it's like,
and then have you yet to call the Southwest? It's called local or 177 for the healthcare portion of it. So just so we're in understanding. So there's, for UPS specifically, here in the Southwest, there's 3 things that you need to do. 3, I guess, places that you need to call and figure out. Number 1 would be for your pay. I actually, in order, I would say number 1 would be the Hartford to get your approval for your leave, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to go to the doctor, obviously. They're going to get a doctor's note, and then you're going to take that, call the Hartford, get the approval for the time that your doctor's going to have you out. Then you're going to call the Southwest administrators, right? And you're going to get that to protect your health care. So the first one is for your leave. The second one is for your healthcare specifically, so that, within the UPS world, they continue to pay your contributions while you're on short-term or long-term disability. Per our contract, it's 6 months of short-term disability for part-timers. That's what they're approved for. Now, you would do that process as a full-timer as well, but then if you go past 6 months, you are entitled to up to a year of long-term disability for full-time employees only at UPS.
Yeah.
So the second portion, you'd call 177. It's almost the same process. You're going to let them know, hey, I got approval from the Hartford for my leave. Here's, my doctor's notes and whatnot. They have you fill out a couple papers. And I believe the company is actually obligated to fill out some of that stuff for you. I think HR needs to sign off for you and
what
get
HR?
Right? HR needs to sign off and get that approved for you. I believe it can be any manager. It doesn't have to be HR.
Yeah.
You can go to your direct manager and have them sign that off, turn that into 177. That way your health care is protected. And then the EDD portion that we spoke of is obviously California has its own disability process, right? So California will pay while you're out on disability, but that is a whole separate process. And most of this stuff is, not most of it, it's really all reliant on you as the member to get it done. It's really not something that
it's
union
not something
has
that,
to do for you.
Yeah, it's all reliant on the person to do.
Yeah. So those are, the steps you would take. What's that process been like for you? I hear a lot of bad things. Obviously, I think I get more of the complaints as far as coming into me than I would like the success stories or whatever you want to call them, the smooth transitions.
I just wish it was just a little bit less complicated, and sometimes it's just frustrating because it's a pain in the ass just to do.
Yeah.
And then, that's just my biggest concern is it's just how it's just a pain in the ass to do.
Yeah, it is a process, and
Yeah.
it is a pain in the ass. Like I said, it's different for every contract and every state, and the process can be a little different. So definitely reach out and make sure you're doing the correct process. But I will say that we do get a lot of complaints that it's an arduous process, right? It kind of get convoluted, and you get turned around. Certain places you're like, well, I already did this, I didn't do this, or some of the doctor's notes get mixed up, or some of your paperwork, you don't fill out the correct paperwork, or you don't call the right people. That can all be, an issue on, let's say your insurance getting cut off, or you not getting paid through EDD. So EDD, I will say, per California, they don't pay for the first week you're out. But we have something specifically here, in the Southwest, and I don't know if it's in other places or, if other locals are privy or have that option, but the Hartford will actually, or excuse me, not the Hartford, 177 will actually pay the first week of you being out. So once you get the approval from the Hartford, once you get approved through EDD, you can take that back to the Southwest, turn that in, and they'll actually pay the first week. So that's something that I didn't know about for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's definitely out there for us. So make sure you guys, like I said, reach out to your business agent and, get that process going. Other than that, is there anything that you would, any advice you would give to somebody that, this happens to?
Oh man. Just really try and pay attention to each step. Because I think that's where people get confused and they try and do everything all at once. So just take your time, do the Hartford stuff first. Make sure you get everything squared away there. They're going to send you a link with the paper you need to print out and fill out and all that, and then do that. And then do the EDD stuff, because that doesn't matter anyways, right? You're not going to get paid that first week. So just make sure you handle all the Hartford stuff first. And
that's going to protect your job.
It's going to protect your job. and then do
the Southwest,
so then
protect your insurance.
Protect your insurance, and then the EDD stuff will come later. You know, I would just do I would do that section last.
Yeah,
it makes the most sense to do last, because I mean, what's it makes more sense to protect your.
And I mean, I get different people might have different priorities. Obviously, you want to protect your job and your insurance, but you know, some people are like, "Well, I can't live without getting paid."
Everyone needs money.
A couple weeks, yeah, you know what I mean. It's, but it is a process.
Yeah.
And the EDD, once you get approved, they will back pay what however long the process takes, because sometimes it's you're dealing with the government, you're dealing with the state.
Yeah.
You know, so to get them to
They're
try
not
to
timely.
Yeah, it's not like a quick process. But that being said, I mean, it is out there for us. We do want to take advantage of those things.
Yeah.
I have known people, to be honest, that have went out on disability for months at a time and actually not ever done the EDD stuff. Like, they didn't want to do it. Like, I don't know, they didn't want the hassle of doing it.
I feel like it's probably the hassle.
Maybe they had money saved or whatever, but you don't really have to waste you pay into that. We all pay into that here in California. So take advantage of that. That's huge.
I mean, that is kind of what our taxes go to, right? So I mean,
yeah. I mean, you're paying into it anyways.
You're paying
that's your money.
into it anyways. I mean, if you're injured and you're not abusing the system, take advantage of it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and if I could give myself, and I have been out on disability, long-term disability, when I blew out my shoulder. So I was out actually over long-term disability. I was out for, I think, a year and a half-ish.
Oh,
wow. And I did all the EDD stuff, and I had the one thing I would say is get on it right away. Don't wait a month until you're dying, you're hurting as far as financially or, whatever. Get on the process right away. If you know you're going to go out, your doctor, you see your doctor and he's like, hey, you're going to be out for 6 weeks, or whatever, a couple months. Right away, call the Hartford. Obviously, get the doctor's note from your doctor to put you out. You're going to have to let them know, hey, I need a note for work. They'll provide that for you. Hey, you're under doctor's care it doesn't have to have a diagnosis. That's, part of HIPAA laws. Mm-hmm. It can just say that you're under doctor's care for whatever reason, and you're going to be out X amount of time.
Yeah.
And then get that right away. Call the Hartford. Get that turned in. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit of process through them. They're going to have to, request doctors, obviously notes, but signatures and stuff from the doctor. And then jump on the Southwest stuff, give them a call. And then obviously the EDD thing, which is probably going to be the longest process thing that you have to do to get paid. Like you said, the state doesn't move all that fast.
Yeah. I mean,
but
you have to assume they have literally probably tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of claims a year.
Yeah. And it's kind of like the same process you would do if you were out, not the exact same, but somewhat the same process that you would do if you were out, like you were collecting unemployment.
Yeah.
Through the same people, they administer, EDD does unemployment.
They also do unemployment.
Yeah. All that stuff. So I guess that would be my advice. And, I will say, George, I hope you get better.
I think this should be fine.
Cut down on the training,
Yeah.
Just take it easy. But it happens. Life happens. I mean, no joke, one time I broke my pinky and was out for a while because I was carrying a basket of laundry up the stairs, and I tripped and tried to catch myself. And
sometimes it might just be easier to eat shit.
Goes your finger. It happens, dude. I mean, obviously, life happens, just like you said.
Yeah.
Stuff happens. Maybe you get in a car accident. Maybe, stuff happens. But make sure that the process, that you're not trying to wing it, because it's not an easy process. You need to know what you're doing and the numbers to call. And, if you're in 952 and you have some questions, I definitely know all the numbers to call, and I can point you in the right direction. Obviously, like we stated earlier, it's not really our purview. We can't fill out the paperwork for you. We can't get the doctor's notes signed. We can't do all that stuff. You definitely need to do that as the member. But there are some people that will help out there.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm sure after this, George is going to be an expert.
I still don't even know about that.
So I don't know. You want to cover some news stuff, George?
Yeah, I got some stuff
from the Teamsters
from the
newsroom.
Teamster newsroom. So this is teamsters.org. I'll have a link in the description below. I'll say that again here at the end. So Teamsters triumphant at Continental Cafe. So Teamsters at Continental Cafe secure tentative agreement.
Oh, sweet.
So local 135 members secure higher pay, stronger benefits after 9 weeks on strike. Ooh. Fuck, dude, that's so long. So after 9 weeks on strike, 31 members of Teamsters Local 135 at Continental Cafe have secured a tentative 2-year contract that delivers higher wages, significant increases to retirement benefits, 9 extra paid days off, nice, and continued protection of Teamster healthcare. That's fucking awesome.
That's awesome. But they had to fight for it.
They had to fight. That's
9 weeks.
9 weeks is no
joke of a strike.
Yeah, it's a long time.
You better be prepared.
Be prepared. Be prepared.
But I do got to give a shout out to Sean O'Brien and the IBT. For supporting, obviously we have our strike fund. I know in some cases, and I don't know what happened in there, but in some cases, they kind of up that strike fund benefit that you can get if you're out. They don't do it all the time, but it has been done, and I mean it's a great thing. They're putting IBT's putting their money where their mouth is. They're fighting for workers, and to know as an employer that your employees out on strike are going to get paid and they're going to have some money to breathe and live, and they can hold you out. It's scary to the employer.
It's brutal because the employer can be like, well, fuck you, we're going to try and wait you out then.
Yeah.
And we've seen that stuff happen,
Definitely. But it makes them think twice when, you got somebody like Sean O'Brien and the IBT got your back.
Yeah. UNFI, Teamsters ratify first contract. So UNFI, Teamsters ratify contracts. Over 1,000 workers secure substantial pay increases and improved benefits and pension. So UNFI is United Natural Foods Incorporated. It's in Florida, Georgia, and Illinois. And they've ratified their first Teamster contracts represented by Teamsters and Locals 26, 79, 728, and 769. So the UNFI workers have secured agreements that deliver significant wage increases, improved benefits, and a defined benefit pension plan. So, congrats to them. That's
awesome. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, that's a big one. This one's kind of gross, but so Teamsters Union slams government Pritzker for vetoing Warehouse Worker Protection Act. So billionaire governor vetoes warehouse worker protections. So the Teamsters Union is condemning Governor J.B. Pritzker for vetoing House Bill 2547, the Illinois Warehouse Worker Protection Act. The bipartisan legislation which passed through the State House, which with overwhelming support would have prevented companies like Amazon from abusing the workforce by regulating the use and disclosure of warehouse quotas.
Just kind of reading into that, and this guy's obviously has money. He's a billionaire, which is crazy.
For one, he's a governor and a billionaire.
Which is crazy. Obviously, I would assume that he made his money somewhere else. Yeah. But you see all these politicians that get rich in politics, which is insane to me. Anyways, just that whole thing, like with Amazon and whatnot, they have deep pockets.
They do.
Amazon has deep pockets, and
infinite money.
They, lobby politicians, and I'm sure contribute to campaigns and do all this stuff to, grease the wheels of justice, as they say. And it's kind of gross, man.
It's gross.
It's pretty sad that workers are not valued, as far as
seriously
in that setting.
And that just goes to show you that even when they have money like this, that they're still looking for more, even though the guy's a billionaire. And the difference between million and billions is huge. It's not a small number.
Oh yeah.
Before the clip plays at $1 to every second, this will all make sense soon.
1 million seconds is how many days? 1 million seconds is 11 days. How many days is 1 billion seconds? 31 years.
Jesus.
I think we've mentioned it before on here, like the difference between, like if you made $1, I think of it was of every minute, you'd be a millionaire in, I think it was like 11 or 12 days. And then to be a billionaire, it'd be like 30 years.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference. You know, it's not a small margin.
No, not at all.
And the fact that they still want more is egregious. You know, it's fucking crazy.
And I think you look at the money that Amazon has, and it's even more crazy. You're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they've tipped the trillion scale yet, but
I don't think so.
Wrong again, Lugo. Amazon's net worth as of April 4th, 2025 is $2.04 trillion. This is the company's market value of publicly traded shares. So yeah, it's gross.
But I mean, there are companies and even private parties that have trillions, and that number is significantly more.
yeah.
I think it was like 30,000 years or something at like $1 a minute.
It's like I'm never going to get there.
It's like, no, like what the fuck? How does even one get that much wealth? You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is a little crazy.
It's a little crazy, you know, and I'm not going to slam people for making their money, but it's like at some point you've made enough. Maybe let some of your employees have a little bit.
Oh, just a little?
Just a little bit, dude.
I mean,
maybe free soda in the break room.
we'll throw you a pizza party. Little Caesars.
Right? Little Caesars. Oh, this one's interesting. Teamsters reject United Airlines insulting contract proposal. So, United Airlines Teamsters reject the company proposal by 99.5%. So, technicians vote down carrier's proposal to cut wages and outsource work to China.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, the following is a statement from Teamsters General President Sean M. O'Brien and Teamsters Airline Division Director Chris Griswold on United Airlines Teamsters' overwhelming rejection of the carrier's latest disgraceful economic proposal. 99.5% of the Teamsters voted to reject this greedy carrier's attempts to cut their wages and send their work to communist China.
That's funny. They're like, the fact that they said, oh, we voted against giving our work away. Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Did they think that was going to pass? Did United Airlines go like, I mean, we're just going to give some of your work away.
We're just going to give some of your work away.
Not everything.
You know, it's fine. And then we're just going to cut a little bit of your wages.
Yeah. And we're going to make the seats a little smaller.
We're trying to make it a little smaller so that way, you know, we're trying to fit a few more people on the plane.
Yeah, we'll get some more money.
Overload that bitch. We'll overload that bitch. It's fucking crazy. So it says United Airline executives think they can strong arm 10,000 Teamsters technicians into accepting a terrible deal. Instead, our members just sent a clear message that this company can't ignore United's radical, un-American contract proposal is dead on arrival. United ranked in $4 billion in profits last year off the backs of highly skilled, hardworking Teamsters who keep planes flying safely rather than reward them. United wants to gut American jobs and gamble with safety.
Haven't they taken enough gambles with safety already?
Crazy,
My
dude.
goodness.
It's so crazy. United's short-sighted cash grab reflects everything that's wrong with big business at a time when we should be bringing back jobs to America, which I agree with. This is all what Sean O'Brien is saying. Like, he's laying into them, and for good reason. You know, I mean, why would you cut? It'd be one thing to give part of the work away, and then to like give raises to the existing employees, but to also give the work away and cut wages is fucking gross.
Yeah,
you know, like both,
especially making $4 billion in profit last year. I mean, it's like,
yeah,
we're broke.
We're broke.
We only made $4 million or $4 billion.
Yeah, that's
kind of crazy.
It's fucking ridiculous, dude. Fucking ridiculous. So, you know, hopefully we hear more on that later. Like, what I want to hear more on that.
Definitely follow up on that one.
Yeah. And last one. Philadelphia Transportation Teamsters ratify first contract. More than 200 bus workers win largest wage increases in company history. Bus drivers and attendants at Philadelphia Transportation, represented by Teamsters Local 623, have voted to ratify their first union contract. The new 3-year agreement includes a grievance and arbitration procedure route bidding that honors seniority and the largest wage increases in company history. So,
nice.
Awesome.
Congrats, guys.
Congrats. That's a big
Welcome
deal.
to the Teamsters.
Right? Welcome.
Well, appreciate your news segment there, George. I think it's definitely good to know what's happening, just not in your little bubble, because I think we're all guilty of that. We're all kind of, well, this is my shop, or this is even my local, or whatever. But we're all part of the labor movement. Teamsters being the best union.
Yeah.
So it's good to know what's going on.
It's good to know what's going on. Yeah. I mean, like, just think about like what normal people do. Like, just you turn on the TV and you watch news that's happening everywhere else. So it's like, why not know what's going on within your union?
Yeah, for sure. And the labor movement in a whole.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to do a short one today, George.
I think so.
So thank you guys for tuning in out there. We appreciate you guys tuning in every week. Obviously, like I said, we're going to give George some time to heal, so we're doing a shorter show today. Hopefully, we can get back into the longer ones. We're coming up on 100 episodes, George.
Pretty soon. So we're going to have something special
after this. We're 4 more episodes, and we're at 100. So that's crazy. But we appreciate you guys for, keeping us going. I mean, we're doing this for you. It's not really something we do for ourselves. We're obviously not getting famous.
Definitely not.
We're not getting famous, and we're not doing this
not getting paid.
For any money. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in every week. Appreciate the support. Share, please. It does help the show grow, and that's really what we're all about. Now, I know that at certain times we always get more viewership than others, election seasons being one of them.
That seems to be fine.
So those type of things. But we just ask that you guys share the show out there. Get involved in your local union, but moreover, get involved in the labor movement and with the IBT and all this stuff. Get involved, stay active. Got anything for us?
No, I mean, basically the same thing. Stay involved with your local union. Stay on top of it. Go to your general meetings. And I don't know, maybe you'll get lucky and maybe your local union or someone there has a podcast kind of like us, something similar. I mean, it's very common now.
Or start your own. But just don't make it one of those shit-talking podcasts.
It's a little disgusting.
I mean, look, I'm all for disagreement and how things are done or whatever. I get that. But build up your union. You are the union, so build it up. You want to see change, be the change. Stay active out there. Like I said, we appreciate you. Please follow us on Instagram, OCST952.
Email us with all your questions, comments, concerns at ocst.000@gmail with all your questions, comments. If you need, if you guys need organizers, leave any little thing there in the email, and we'll put you in place with the right person. In the description below, I will put a link for the Teamsters newsroom. It's teamsters.org, and you can go there and, they have a whole backlog of stuff. So, I mean, it's not just the 5 topics we talked about today. They have, everything dating back, I think, as far as a year.
Oh, nice.
So, you can go back and just scroll through and see what's going on.
Again, smash that like button. Like, share, subscribe, and thank you for tuning in every week. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.